ROTC, cadre, and cadets who will form an honor guard for our distinguished honorary degree recipient. Dr. Patrice Tiffany, Associate Professor Emeritus of Mathematics and Chief Marshal, leads the procession carrying the Manhattan College mace. Historically a weapon, the mace symbolizes authority, scholarship, and continuity, and traces its uses in ceremonial processions to the Middle Ages. The Manhattan College mace features the Manhattan College seal, which was adapted from the seal of the Institute of the Christian Brothers. The sign of faith, the Lasallian star, is centered on the shield, with each of its 5 points representing the 5 core principles set forth by St. John Baptist de La Salle: respect for all people, quality education, inclusive community, concern for the poor and social justice, and faith in the presence of God. The college's name is etched around the shining star and completes the seal. The banner of the Keiko School of Arts and Sciences is now presented, followed by the graduating students of the liberal sorry, of the school led by Student Marshal Christopher Belden. The Schools of Liberal Arts and Science are Manhattan's oldest schools, founded in 1853. The Keiko School of Arts and Sciences is a vibrant, interdisciplinary community of student and faculty scholars who work together to advance excellence in research, teaching, and learning, combining LaSallian values with a person-centered approach to education. The school cultivates transferable critical thinking and scientific inquiry skills. The students of the Keiko School of Arts and Sciences have the unique opportunity to scaffold their disciplinary passions on a strong foundation of the liberal arts and sciences to help them become more successful, ethical professionals and community-engaged stewards of the future. The Dean of the Keiko School of Arts and Sciences is Dr. Marcy Kelly, and the Associate Dean is Dr. Bridget Chalk. The symbol of the school is the LaSallian Star. This year, 289 students will be awarded degrees from the Keiko School of Arts and Sciences in 37 majors. the School of Engineering is now proceeding forward, followed by the graduating students of the school, led by Student Marshal Hilary M. Jean-Baptiste. The School of Engineering was established in 1892. The interim dean of the School of Engineering is Dr. Honorary. The mission of the Manhattan College School of Engineering is to prepare each student for a productive and rewarding career in engineering or a related profession. The orange color of the banner is reflective of established academic heraldry. This year, 182 students will be awarded degrees from the 5 undergraduate engineering programs of the School of Engineering. honor of the O'Malley School of Business is now presented, followed by the graduating students of the school, led by Student Marshal Harrison Alonzo. The School of Business was founded in 1927. Inspired by Lasallian tradition, the mission of this school is to prepare students from diverse backgrounds for the challenges that they will face as business and community leaders. The faculty of the school, as teachers, scholars, and mentors, foster the development of the whole person by taking advantage of the easy access to the business capital of the world, New York City, and integrating a values-based education with current business theory, skills, and practices. The dean of the school is Dr. Donald Gibson. This year, 143 students will be awarded degrees from the O'Malley School of Business. Laura Shabazi, Professor of Mechanical Engineering and Faculty Marshal, leads the distinguished faculty of Manhattan College. The essential features of the academic regalia worn at American college exercises originated in the garb of the Middle Ages. The hood was a head covering that, like the monk's cowl, dropped onto the shoulders. Today, each college has a distinctive colored hood lining by which its graduates may be recognized in academic procession. In the Middle Ages, bachelor's and master's degrees could be distinguished by the simplicity or elaborateness of their gowns. The wide velvet borders on the front of the doctoral gown and the velvet bars on the sleeves are colored according to the scholarly field of the wearer. The platform party is led by Manhattan College's Vice Presidents, Dr. Ronnie Roy, Interim Provost, Ms. Ann Clarkson, Executive Director of Online Learning, Mr. Craig Collins, Vice President for Facilities, Ms. Irma Garcia, Director of Athletics, Ms. Meredith Gatsky, Vice President of Human Resources, Mr. Melvin Lasky, Chief Information Officer, Mr. Thomas Moriello, Senior Vice President for College Advancement, Mr. James Perino, Vice President for Finance, Mr. James Ryan, Vice President and General Counsel, Dr. Karen Vahey, Vice President of Enrollment Management, and myself, Associate Provost Kelly Merritt. We welcome the Vice Presidents and members of our administration, Manhattan College trustees, our honored guests, the Executive Vice President and Provost, and the President of Manhattan College to the platform. Members of the Manhattan College Board of Trustees, faculty and administration, Christian brothers, honored graduates, families and friends, on behalf of President Milo Reverso, I welcome you and declare the 182nd commencement exercises of Manhattan College, honoring graduates of the class of 2024, to be officially in session.
am Ronnie Roy, Provost, and I will serve today as your Master of Ceremonies. Brother Frank Byrne, FSC, Vice Chair of the Manhattan College Board of Trustees, will deliver the invocation. Please stand and remain standing after the invocation for the singing of the national anthem. Please rise.
Let us remember that we are in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Loving God, we hear in the book of Psalms, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad." Certainly, this is a day to rejoice. We thank you for gathering us here this afternoon to recognize and to celebrate the achievements of the graduating class of 2024 from Manhattan College. Their excellent education was made possible through the support of family and friends, the sacrifices of parents and guardians, the dedication of the faculty, staff, and administration, and of course, the wise use of the gifts that you have given to each of our graduates. May these young men and women always use these gifts wisely for the benefit of others so that they can help in building up your kingdom here on earth. May they take to heart the words of St. Paul, who said, "Do not conform yourselves to this age, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good, pleasing, and perfect." As the class of 2024 takes leave of us today, may they take with them the friendships that they have made, the memories that have been shared, and the knowledge that has been gained while they were students here. May the words of the prophet Micah serve as a guide for the graduates throughout the rest of their lives. You have been told what is good and what the Lord requires of you, only to do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with your God. St. John Baptist de La Salle, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.
2, 3, 1. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's bright glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Please be seated. We are here today to honor and recognize the young men and women who have successfully completed courses of study for bachelor's degrees. By the authority of the Board of Regents of the State of New York, with the concurrence of the Board of Trustees of Manhattan College, and upon the recommendation of the deans of the faculties of the schools of the college, the president will confer degrees earned in the students' respective courses of study. We are pleased to have in attendance several representatives of our Board of Trustees, men and women who give generously of their time, talent, and resources to assure that Manhattan College continues to fulfill its noble mission as a Lasallian Catholic institution. I would like to recognize those trustees in attendance and ask them to stand as I introduce them. Please hold your applause until all are introduced. Brother Frank Byrne, FSC. Mr. Gerard Cacapola. Mr. Valentine Lair. Mr. Kenneth Rathgaber. Ladies and gentlemen, the Manhattan College Board of Trustees. It is also my great honor to present our honorary degree recipient, Dr. Gerard P. Bushell. The achievement of our graduates has been made possible by the hard work, care, dedication, and inspiration of the college's accomplished and outstanding faculty. I ask that the members of the Manhattan College faculty now rise to be recognized. I would also like to recognize several other important people in the lives of our students who at this time of year and in preparation for these ceremonies today work especially hard and on an unforgiving schedule. Members of the Center for Advising and Academic Success, with the following please rise to be recognized. Ms. Grace Cabrera, Ms. Lisa Junkaj, Ms. Erica Rubel, Ms. Rhonda Schuler, Ms. Charmaine Witter White, and Ms. Angie Thrap-Simis. The Donald J. Carty Valedictorian Medal was donated by faculty and friends in memory of the Dr. Donald J. Carty Professor of Speech at Manhattan College. Each year, the college invites its most outstanding graduating seniors to compete for the medal, and the recipient is given the honor of speaking for the graduating seniors at commencement. I am pleased to introduce this year's Carty medalist, Mr. James Washington III. Mr. Washington, a student in the Keiko School of Arts and Sciences, is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science. With a grade point average of 3.84, he has been a member of the Dean's List every semester. Mr. Washington's honors include membership in Epsilon Sigma Pi, Alpha Epsilon Delta, and Phi Epsilon Kappa, where he serves as president. An 8-year veteran of the United States Army, James served in both the U.S. and in Germany in roles that included Range Control Communication Officer, Squad Leader, and Operations Sergeant. During his tenure as sergeant, he provided mentorship and leadership to guide soldiers in successfully accomplishing their missions. Here at Manhattan College, James is well known and highly regarded on campus as he has touched the lives of many by fostering a supportive community for fellow students. He has served as Vice President of the Student Veteran Organization and a Student Veteran Representative of the Manhattan College Senate. In 2023, he was honored with the Outstanding Major of the Year Award from the New York State Association for Health, Physical Education, Recreation, and Dance. James volunteers as an activities coordinator for children with autism at the Kingsbridge Heights Community Center. Other volunteer positions include the Miracle League's annual Halloween event for special needs children, the Memorial Grove cleanup in Van Cortlandt Park, and marking the graves of service members and veterans at Woodlawn Cemetery for Memorial Day. Following commencement, James plans to become a nurse and hopes to further contribute to enhancing the health and wellness of individuals and communities. I now present to you our 2024 valedictorian, Mr. James Washington III.
Good afternoon, President Reverso, honored guests, faculty, parents, fellow graduates, and friends. I'm incredibly humbled and overjoyed to stand before you all, receiving the extraordinary honor of speaking today. For many of us, this moment marks the sweet taste of victory for years of hard work, dedication, and unwavering determination. My fellow class of 2024, as we embark on this pivotal moment of our lives, let the perseverance that brought us to this moment continue to drive us forward. To quote Nelson Mandela, "It always seems impossible until it's done." There was one point in my life where this moment of standing before you today seemed impossible. My path wasn't always clear and wasn't paved for me. Statistically, underprivileged Black children from the ghetto are considered at risk for all the outcomes you would never want for your children. I had no role model to aspire to and no path paid for me to follow. Those of you who have gotten to know me these last few years at Manhattan may not believe this, but I failed my freshman year of high school. I didn't fail for a lack of intelligence. Instead, I failed because I didn't believe that putting in the effort would amount to a different trajectory in my life. So rather than try and fail, I failed from a lack of trying. Growing up, I knew I wanted more than my family could provide, but I didn't know how to achieve it or what that meant. After failing my freshman year of high school, I realized it would take hard work, determination, and stepping outside a world familiar to me to attain a better life. The following year, I was told that if I put in the effort, I would catch up to my original class and graduate on time. It was that moment when I decided that my life circumstance would not prevent me from achieving more. I applied myself to my studies that year, but also suffered bullying, which presented a challenge to stay the course and keep focused. The bullying added to the obstacles in my already complicated life, but I remained committed and refused to let it hold me back. Though my home life was not always nurturing and peaceful, I stayed the course I set for myself. You see, life was determined to break me down and prevent me from achieving the goals I set for myself. But it was in these moments I learned I had the power of resiliency. It was my superpower. That year, I achieved what was once seemed impossible and got straight A's. I graduated high school with a 3.75 GPA. At the time, thank you. At the time, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I was short-sighted thinking it would be just enough to graduate high school. As I faced adulthood, I applied and was accepted to culinary school. As excited as I was to be accepted, I could not afford to go by any means. Once again, there was another factor making success seem impossible. In the summer of 2011, I walked into an Army recruiting office inquiring about signing up for the reserves to pay for college, only to find out that being in the Army Reserve doesn't fully pay for college. So instead, I signed up for active duty to fulfill a 3-year, 16-week contract. Initially, I planned to do one contract and then go to college, but I went on to complete 8 years of active duty service. When I joined the military, my life changed. I had come to know financial security, which I had never known. For the first time, I had a permanent place to rest my head without worrying about being evicted. These things were new to me, and in experiencing them, I lost sight of what I set out for initially. My primary goal was to be more than the life I was born into, and being a soldier did just that. However, in the comfort military life provided me, I was introduced to complacency, and I stopped wanting more. I was content with what I had, but it was only 26 at the time. And the thought of leaving the stability that I had terrified me. However, just because you are scared doesn't mean you shouldn't take risks. Being a soldier is honorable, but I knew I could be more, and in the fear of losing what I had, I lost sight of what I was striving for, the best version of myself. And to get there, I had to change course. After separating from the Army, I returned to New York and applied to Manhattan College. I had no idea what I would find walking onto this campus, but I found exactly what I needed to propel myself forward into my future. Manhattan College gave me a community where I could be myself and thrive. The Veteran Center and the Student Veteran Organization provided the support I needed to adjust to civilian life. The retreats and other workshops taught me to refocus my mind and rediscover who I meant to be. The tightly knit community of the student veterans, faculty, and administrators made me feel safe to show my entire personality, which can be a whole experience for those who know me. It was also through the veteran community that I found my next career path. While planning for life after college, I struggled with what came next. Even though I left the Army, I knew I wanted to continue being of service, and I wanted a career that would reflect that. As I struggled with this decision, a fellow veteran and peer mentor told me, "James, I think you'd be a great nurse." And there it was, my next mission was set. Unsure if making this education and career change as an adult student was even possible, I was fortunate to have the tremendous support of the kinesiology department to help me make this pivot and realign my path. Their support and guidance, I completed the prerequisites, and I'm excited to share that I will be attending nursing school. Thank you. In the military, there is a well-known concept of "I got your six," meaning I have your back. The dedicated faculty of the kinesiology department has had my six, even when I needed to revamp my entire life's plan with just one semester to go. For that, I will be eternally grateful, and I hope my service as a nurse can honor their service as educators. Destiny can take a hold of you if you remain open to all the possibilities of what you can be. It always seems impossible until it's done. Looking back over these last few years, I would imagine some felt that getting to this moment was impossible, yet here we are. As I look out at our class, I see a lot of bright lights and hopes for the future. When you leave this place, do not allow yourselves to be dimmed. Take up space, speak out loud, and inspire others to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you, James. I now have the honor of calling forward Dr. Gerard P. Bushell as a candidate for an honorary doctorate. The degree will be conferred by the president of the college, Dr. Milo Reverso. The citation will be read by Dr. Donald Gibson, Dean of the O'Malley School of Business. Dr. Bushell will receive his doctoral hood from Brother Frank Byrne, assisted by Mr. Gerard Cacapolo, members of the Board of Trustees. Will Dr. Bushell, Brother Frank, and Mr. Cacapolo please come forward?
President Reverso, I present to you Dr. Gerard P. Bushell as a candidate for the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Today, it is our distinct privilege to recognize the exemplary municipal leadership and impactful public service so consistently rendered by Dr. Gerard P. Bushell, Chair of CAG Holdings, a dedicated investment company for airport infrastructure for the Carlyle Group. Dr. Bushell, you have demonstrated a lifelong commitment to securing the public interest in teaching, in practice, and in the development of the built environment and finance. As President and CEO of the new Terminal 1 at New York's John F. Kennedy Airport, you led the first phase of a transportation initiative that promises to transform air traffic to and from New York City while assisting the varied communities of our most diverse borough. Backed by a consortium of major investors, the initial phase of this $7 billion venture ranked as the biggest single-asset financing effort in U.S. history. Excellence for the greater good. Dr. Bushell, this value continues to define all of your endeavors on behalf of our city and its people. Your work speaks to the very heart of Manhattan College's abiding Lasallian Catholic mission, one that encourages all students to use their education in meaningful service to others. Scheduled for completion in 2026, this high-tech 23-gate terminal will feature more than 300,000 square feet for dining, shopping, and recreation. This terminal will strengthen our city's historic prestige as our nation's preeminent point of entry, or, as you have observed, America's proverbial front door. Additionally, by design, the project also will directly benefit the many multicultural neighborhoods adjacent to the airport. For example, an estimated 30% of employment opportunities associated with the terminal will engage minority or women-owned business enterprises, MWBE, while 40% of the facility's workforce will represent nearby zip codes. As you have declared, there is no divide between the terminal and the community. Your statement and vision are fully supported by the recent announcement by Governor Hochul and the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey of a record $2.3 billion, the largest ever in contracts, awarded to MWBEs in the continuing transformation of JFK. This dual commitment to municipal growth and social equity also distinguished your prior tenure as President and CEO of the New York State Dormitory Authority, or DASNY. The authority is our nation's leading source of financing and management for public and private construction, and one of the country's most prominent public builders, with a construction portfolio valued at more than $6 billion. Under your stewardship, DASNY expanded its services, issuing more than $38 billion in municipal debt for projects vital to science and technology, higher education, and health services for all New Yorkers. Especially noteworthy, you delivered on your promise to strengthen DASNY's commitment as a mission-driven public benefit corporation. Under your leadership, DASNY exceeded Albany's 30% participation goal for MWBEs by delivering services through state contracts. These accomplishments reflect your formative professional experiences in three seemingly disparate spheres: finance, infrastructure, design and construction, and civic leadership. Before embarking upon public administration, for example, you held senior positions at leading firms like BNY Mellon, Arden Asset Management, and ClearBridge Investments. Earlier, your commitment to social justice drew you to government service, focusing on community advocacy and labor relations. After working closely with former Manhattan Borough President C. Virginia Fields, you served as Chief of Staff and Head of Government Relations for H. Carl McCall, New York's first African-American state comptroller. Dr. Bushell, striving to make our world a better place is always a laudable effort, but to succeed over and over again is something extraordinary. Your career truly resonates with our core Lasallian Catholic principles: faith in the presence of God, respect for all persons, an inclusive community, a commitment to social justice, and a quality education. Manhattan College is pleased to honor you. President Reverso, I present to you Gerard P. Bushell, and I invite you to confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
By the authority granted to Manhattan College by the Regents of the University of the State of New York, and with the approval of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon Gerard P. Bushell the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, with all rights and privileges pertaining to that rank. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Dr. Gerard Bushnell. I am pleased to present to you Dr. Gerard P. Bushnell, Honorary Doctor of Science, who will deliver the commencement address.
Thank you, Dr. Reverso. I'm heartfelt because I get this wonderful opportunity to be amongst you. And this is your day. This is your moment. And it gives me the opportunity to reflect exactly how I felt when I sat in your space. So, what I want to tell you that you can't know today is that I was not inevitable. I was not inevitable to be here. And so what changes that? You will have to figure that out. But it's in your power. And so what I'd like to say is thank you, President Reverso, for the generous introduction and for your inspired leadership. I want to thank the entire Manhattan College community. Students, of course, thank you. Faculty, administration, alumni, trustees, and family for allowing me to be here today to join in this celebration of higher education and achievement. A few days ago, as I was bringing my daughter back from college, Claire Bushell, back from her third year, I was sharing with her how incredibly grateful I am to be receiving an honorary degree from Manhattan College. I never envisioned that. It's just so unexpected. But more importantly, I told her how incredibly humbled I am to have the privilege of being your commencement speaker today. So, the message I would like to share with you is formal education is your first step towards the development of your human capital. The second step is recognizing you will spend more time learning outside of the classroom than inside. But it is important for you to use the tools that you have acquired here over the last 4 years at Manhattan College. Over your lifetime, you will need to sharpen these tools. But the only way to do so is to commit yourself to a discipline of continuous learning. Why? Because transition and uncertainty are the constants in our lives that we must always prepare to navigate. It will take hard work and adjustments, But today, your day, you have recognized as having the preliminary tools from which to embark on your mission for self-enhancement, to create your human capital. So, as I sat where you sat, let me share a few anecdotes from an old guy, okay, as my daughter likes to say. Back in 1983, I graduated from Columbia College with a BA in political science, where I studied international and urban political economy. It really was an amazing time in my life because there were so many opportunities available to me. It felt as if I could do anything. And in many ways, that was a freeing feeling. But in many other ways, that was scary, as I found myself thinking, what do I do with this degree? At the time, the norm at Columbia College was most students would graduate either pre-med, pre-law, or engineering. I felt a deep sense that I had to follow one of those paths, considering those were the professions that I thought were the only ones available. Since my understanding of biology and engineering were about as comprehensive as my understanding of anything 21 Savage raps, I knew I was not cut out for either of those career paths. So it seemed as if law school was my only option. But let me tell you, after a few months in law school, I realized that it was not for me. I wasn't cut out for this. Each night I would come back from my classes and I would talk to students like yourself, undergraduate students, about politics, sociology, economics, teaching them about interdisciplinary studies. It was then, at that moment, that I realized those conversations with undergraduates were the most meaningful part of my experience in law school. I didn't look forward to my classes at law school, yet I was always looking forward to engaging in material having to do with my undergraduate study of political science. It was at that moment it dawned on me that being a lawyer was not the career path I wanted, and I was only pursuing it because that was what my mother wanted me to do, not for truly what I wanted for myself. Thus, in crisis, I went back to my favorite college professor and mentor, Dr. Charles V. Hamilton, for advice. Dr. Hamilton, a political scientist, a civil rights activist, and author of Black Power, The Politics of Liberation, had been my advisor and professor in numerous classes on American politics. Over my 4 years of studying under him, he had become a father figure. I told him that my interest was the study of politics, but I did not know how could I make this a career. Now, Charles Hamilton, they called him Chuck Hamilton. He took out a pencil from his breast pocket, a number 2, sharp, and he started pointing it at me. And he said, in true Charles Hamilton fashion, "Gerard, I want you to dig deep into all the experiences you've had as an undergrad. Think, young man, about all the classes, all the clubs, everything. How has that shaped you? What do you think you can do with all of that acquired knowledge?" Whoa. I really thought about what he said. Out of all the experiences I had, what specifically stood out to me the most, I remembered I took 4 classes with him. I remembered a class I took with Dr. Hamilton on the politics of transforming the social welfare state and how much that inspired me. Dr. Hamilton had also been leading a project, a big global project at the Ford Foundation, working on the crisis of the social welfare state in the United States and Western Europe. I found this work to be fascinating as I realized I could use my knowledge in urban political economy to do significant work to help people. So, fast forward, I pursued and got a job at the Community Services Society, where I worked to introduce ways to provide lower cost sources of capital and credit to communities that were unbanked or underbanked. This experience, and I did this before my classmate Barack Obama, I'm going to tell you that, all right? I know he's popularized this, being a community advocate, but I was a community advocate when no one wanted to do that. And the experience launched a career in advocacy and politics. As a trained political scientist, I felt at home in the space, but as I continued my career in public service and community politics, here was the first learning lesson. It became apparent to me that the questions around social justice, access, inclusion, rights, and equity ran headway into critical questions and concepts in finance and economics. Can we afford it? Prove it. Without an understanding of finance, accounting, and economics, I was at a disadvantage, and I would not necessarily be able to effectively advocate and promote change without this knowledge. College had given me a basic understanding of these disciplines, but I was negotiating with some very important and powerful people in government, and I needed more than just the basic concepts. I needed deep knowledge. So I had to study to make that transition work. I read almost every book I could get my hands on about city budgets, local taxes, finance, economic development, to help me become proficient in finance and economics. I would also, and I still do this, go to college bookstores to review the reading lists for classes in finance and often buy the books and read them. And if I didn't buy them, I went to the library to borrow them. At the time, I had become the chief of staff and head of government affairs for the New York State Controller H. Carl McCall, the first Black statewide elected official in New York and one of the 2 across the nation in the year of 1994 through 99. But when I worked for Carl McCall, he was the head of the largest pension fund in the nation to the tune of $110 billion in 1999. So, connections. Learning more about finance and economics was very helpful because it would help me in my transition for the next 10 years. So yes, I held a senior role in government. I worked full-time while I went to graduate school studying political science at Columbia University, where I earned my Master's of Arts and my Master of Philosophy degrees. Upon completion, I was scheduled to start research for my dissertation and try to become a professor. But I decided I needed to take a different career direction. I put my research on hold and determined to pursue a career in financial services. For 2 years, I committed myself, again, at a higher level, to learning finance, I used a similar method that I had used previously. I read textbooks in finance, banking, and money management, but this time I supplemented it with several continuing education classes in finance at NYU. I had no interest in being a banker. Where I had interest was to work for an institutional money management company where I would have the responsibility for advising pension investors on their capital allocations. So the study of political economy in college introduced me to the world of capital flows and investing. I had a deep understanding of the macroeconomy and the movement of currencies, fixed income, and stocks. A colleague of mine who had government background, much like myself, introduced me to Smith Barney, a subsidiary of the Travelers Company. They had just merged with Citibank. The merger created many opportunities. A senior leader at Smith Barney interviewed me and asked, "What do you know about money management?" I told him, while I was not formally trained, I committed myself to an exhaustive reading menu of derivatives, asset allocation, stocks, bonds, hedge funds, and private equity, as well as the research from major investment houses. I also told him, when I worked for a pension system that had more than $100 billion, I built several strong relationships with pension leaders at major systems around the country who could become your clients if you bring me here. He loved that. And with that, he asked me to come back and do a presentation on the offerings of his company's investment strategies. He was indeed impressed by my presentation and recognized while I was not trained in finance, I brought a set of skills and knowledge absent in the business. He saw value in my knowledge and experience for the company's retail and institutional clients. I got the job and would later go on to be promoted twice to senior roles and raise billions of dollars in assets with major clients. I stayed true to my commitment to growing my human capital, continuing to invest in my development by reading about global markets, staying abreast of the research from the buy-side analysts, and meeting with the all-important fund managers. I read everything I could get my hands on to become proficient and successful as an asset advisor. I spent the next 15 years in money management successfully building a career that evolved from selling traditional liquid investment strategies to selling all asset classes, alternative equities, private credit, real estate, infrastructure. And during this time, while I was a senior executive at Citi, with some of the firm's largest clients, I was able to write and complete my PhD. This experience reaffirmed something that I learned, in college. It affirmed that as a scholar, as a researcher conducting research, I had the method and capacity, just as you do, to investigate and learn any subject I wanted to learn. I could take a deep dive. That is what that experience taught me. So the world of money management offered great insights and experience. I got a bird's eye seat into investing, globalization, the impact of new technologies. But with this knowledge, I wanted to do public and private partnerships and impact investing, working on major economic development projects that would have positive benefits for workers, communities, and cities. In 2015, I left the private sector and transitioned back into public service. I was appointed by Governor Cuomo and confirmed by New York State Senate as the president and CEO of the Dormitory Authority, a public benefit corporation for financing and construction. Our role was higher education, life sciences, financing hospitals, courts, and resilience. We financed and built for almost every private and public college in New York State, including Manhattan College. Now, While I was not an architect or engineer, I had significant private sector experience in finance and a portfolio of experiences in public service. I was able to successfully transition into the leadership position and deliver consecutively for 5 years, be the #1 public benefit corporation in the nation. Not California, not Texas, New York State. We delivered on more than $38 billion of financing in my 4+ years and executed on some of the largest construction projects, including the Javits Center and the Moynihan Transportation Center, which you know as the old post office, or we know as the old post office on 34th Street. But one of the proudest moments of my career was leading the team at DASNY that supported the financing for my alma mater, Columbia University's Manhattanville campus, which was over $4 billion. So I successfully transitioned into construction and infrastructure and executed at the highest levels by committing to a regime of learning and surrounding myself with people who could become and were great teachers to me. When I committed our company to doing its first design build project, upon my understanding, I consulted with a number of people, and I wanted help with benchmarking and performance and a capacity to build upon stronger alternative delivery systems. And one of the first people I reached out to was President and CEO Milo Reverso at STV. So, thank you, Milo. Be confident to surround yourself with people who have expertise in given fields important to your success. So when I left DASNY, I had more than 30 years of experience in finance, infrastructure, politics, and government. I really expected to return to money management or run a foundation. However, my work across infrastructure brought me to the largest infrastructure project in the nation. I came to the new Terminal 1 project to develop, design, finance, and construct a new international terminal at JFK Airport. The Carlyle Group, who was leading the project, courted me and asked me to join their infrastructure business. They hired me as the chair of CAG, the Carlyle Airport Group, which is the development company and the lead investor at the time for New Terminal 1. Together with JLC Infrastructure Partners and Ullico, all three investors also hired me to be president and CEO at the same time of the New Terminal 1 project. Now, the first challenge I had was I did not come to New Terminal 1 as an airport professional. There were lots and lots of questions. Why Gerard? Gerard knows nothing about airports. He is not an airport person. He's never done this. I can honestly tell you, there were many times, many moments that I questioned my decision. Obviously, I had got counsel from my wife, who was sitting here, and she said, "Dummy, they didn't bring you in as an airport person." But at the end of the day, all of this changed when 6 months later, the global pandemic hit, and our consortium had committed more than $270 million to the project when international travel was grounded and international borders were closed across the entire globe. We had money in the ground. We couldn't take it out. With the crisis unfolding and threatening to wipe out our capital investment, it was at that point I realized my investors brought me into the project because I was a successful leader, a problem solver, and I brought lots of experience from the private and public sectors. I was not brought in to be an airport professional. I had airport professionals who worked for me. architects, engineers who had the expertise to build. My mandate, as I always say, my mandate was to be the storyteller, the poet, the diplomat, the problem solver, because big projects have big problems, and it needs someone with a big lens. So with a diverse set of experiences across community politics, government, finance, and infrastructure, I had the track record of success working on major projects and working to build consensus positions with important stakeholders. So, important note for you, there will be times when even you have doubts in your own ability. It really does happen, and it happens a good amount of times at different points in your life. Be honest with yourself. Ask yourself, have I done the necessary work, the necessary preparation? Do I have the right method? Do I have the right people around me, advising me, executing with me? Because once you ask and answer those questions honestly, move forward and make a decision. So to date, the project is on schedule and on budget. We're delivering the largest public-private project in the nation. We broke ground in September 22, successfully resurrecting a project that was to have died 2 times. We most recently reached an important milestone, and that is the topping off of steel. And all of you engineers know nothing better than getting that steel up, because we de-risked the project. We're enclosing the building, we're making it watertight, and in 3 months putting in place the operating systems for the buildings. But I will tell you, it's not enough. It's not enough when you build, all right, to just focus on schedule and budget. You have to have impact, because when you do public projects, without impact, you won't have schedule and you won't have budget. And I heard it was $2.4 billion that the governor announced in terms of the impact to New York City and Southeast Queens. We represented 50% of that capacity. 50%, $1.2 billion. So I will tell you, New York is a world-class city, and it will indeed have a Skytrax top 5 world-class international terminal. And yes, this once young student who now has airport experience, but did not have it when he joined, and who is not an architect, engineer, or builder when he started, has executed on some of the most impactful projects in New York. Never be surprised by what you accomplish. Never, never. So, reflecting on my career journey, I realized the significant impact of my 4 years in college. College plays a crucial role in shaping passion and giving one the tools and methods which you are going to apply at every stage in your life and career. It helped me learn that the learning within the gates of this college is just the beginning of a lifetime of learning. So please do not see this as the end. Rejoice, own this moment. It is yours. This is your beginning. We live in a global world where everything is happening faster. Technology has transformed the way we do business. Artificial intelligence will transform the way we think. Your development beyond the walls of this great institution is a point or target that moves. It moves as you advance your life goals, because everything, and I do mean everything around you, will change, and you must constantly position yourself to adapt to transitions that are both seen and unseen. So today is a consequential step forward for you. The basic knowledge and critical thinking skills you have learned will form the basis of your life's work. As Caesar once said, you have crossed the Rubicon, or what is known as the point of no return. There's no going back. Commit yourself to continuous learning because knowledge and critical thinking skills are crucial to helping you navigate the transition and uncertainty that the world brings. It just brings. Simply put, there are two major benefits to a four-year baccalaureate degree. On one side, it's a real simple proposition. We know the economic value. What we know is that the lifetime increases in earnings, net of course for a degree at a four-year college, is anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000. But there's also an intangible or non-quantifiable value to having a four-year baccalaureate degree. It delivers huge human capital benefits, and that is the knowledge and critical thinking skills you will sharpen over a lifetime. So, looking back on the past few decades since I graduated from college, the core element essential to helping me navigate the different and various career paths has been committing myself to a path of continuous learning where knowledge and critical thinking are front and center as I look to open new doors and build upon key relationships. You too will find your way, but you must never, ever stop teaching yourself new things. And you must look to embrace the world anew. Graduates, it has been an honor and privilege to walk with you. Continued success in all you do. Knowledge is your power, and it is your ally as you move forward. Take care of yourself. God bless you. God bless this nation.
Thank you, Dr. Bushell. The deans of the schools will now present to President Reverso their candidates who have completed requirements for their Manhattan College degrees. Associate Dean Bridget Chalk will present the candidates from the Keiko School of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Chalk, please step forward.
Good afternoon. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science in the Keiko School of Arts and Sciences please rise? President Reverso, I am pleased to present to you members of the Keiko School of Arts and Sciences, class of 2024, whose names are inscribed on this scroll, who have completed the prescribed course of studies and have been certified, as well as those who will shortly be certified as meriting the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science or Associate in Science. President Reverso, on behalf of the faculty of the Keiko School of Arts and Sciences, I request that you confer upon these candidates the degree to which they are entitled. Candidates, please be seated.
I now call upon Dr. Honor Bonde, Dean of the School of Engineering, to present candidates from the School of Engineering.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the School of Engineering please rise? President Reverso, I'm pleased to present to you members members of the School of Engineering, class of 2024, whose names are inscribed on this scroll, who have completed the prescribed courses of studies in chemical engineering, in civil engineering, in computer engineering, in electrical engineering, or in mechanical engineering, and have been certified, as well as those who will shortly be certified as meriting the degree of Bachelor of Science and Engineering. President Reverso, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Engineering, I request that you confer upon these candidates the degrees to which they are entitled. Candidates, please be seated.
I now call upon Dr. Donald Gibson, Dean of the O'Malley School of Business, to present the candidates from the O'Malley School of Business.
Yes, you are wonderful. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the O'Malley School of Business please rise? President Reverso, I am pleased to present to you members of the O'Malley School of Business class of 2024, whose names are probably, maybe, inscribed on this scroll, who have completed the prescribed course of studies and have been certified, as well as those who will shortly be certified as meriting the degree of Bachelor of Science. President Reverso, on behalf of the faculty of the O'Malley School of Business, I request that you confer upon these candidates the degree to which they are entitled. Candidates, please be seated.
Will all of the degree candidates from the Caicos School of Arts and Science, the School of Engineering, and the O'Malley School of Business please rise? By the authority granted to Manhattan College by the Regents of the University of the State of New York, and with the approval of the Board of Trustees of Manhattan College, and upon the recommendation of the deans and faculties of the Caicos School of Arts and Sciences, the School of Engineering, and the O'Malley School of Business, I confer upon you the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science and Associate in Science, as presented with all the rights and privileges pertaining to that degree. Graduates of Manhattan College, class of 2024, please don your hoods, the symbols of your academic rights and duties. Congratulations. Please be seated.
The graduates will now be recognized individually by school. As names are called, degree recipients will receive congratulations from the president and the dean of their school. Through the generosity of our distinguished alumnus, New York Times bestselling author James Patterson, class of 1969, each graduate will receive a keepsake compass. You will find that the compass rose is marked with 4 points: justice, kindness, equality, and fairness, all attributes of our Lasallian mission. May these points always guide you throughout your life's journey. We ask that you please hold applause until all of the graduates from each school are called, as individual applause may drown out the next name being called. Will President Reverso and Dr. Chalk please come to the center of the stage? Will Dr. Pamela Chasik, Professor and Chair of Political Science, and Dr. Manaz Afridi, Professor of Religious Studies, please come forward now to read the names of the graduates in the Keiko School of Arts and Sciences.
James Divide Washington III, magna cum laude. Oh my God, you want to do Chris? I have to do it. Christopher Bailey Belden, summa cum laude.
Catherine Page Feely Leitz.
Shania Antonia Fuller.
Declan Charles Hogan, magna cum laude.
Genesis Laura.
Helen Valentine Velasquez, cum laude.
Jamie Lee Robbins.
Megan Sarah Amore, magna cum laude.
Jack Edward O'Donnell.
Katrina Alika, cum laude.
Gabriela Elena Mendoza Sanchez. Leila Ella Atif Turk.
Samuel Basil.
George Ignatius Callahan, magna cum laude.
Cooper Elliott Carlton.
Matthew Joseph Catania, magna cum laude.
Juliette Nicole Kazari.
Zoe Maria DeFazio.
Jonathan Robert Deutsch.
Dino Jesevich.
Olivia D. Donovan, summa cum laude.
Rebecca Celia Erosa.
Joshua Aaron Ertel.
Mateo G. Evangelista, cum laude.
Karina L. Fischera, magna cum laude.
Lily Catherine Fish, summa cum laude.
Kyla Marie Guilfoyle, summa cum laude.
Nicole Daniela Horman, cum laude.
Adrian Luis Huto, cum laude.
Alexandre Job Ikama.
Danielle Erin Jenkins.
Nicole Ann Kelly, magna cum laude.
Should we do Rebecca?
Rebecca Dejan Kramich,
magna cum laude. Christina Lissy.
Jacqueline Ray Lubarski.
Vincent Patrick Macias, magna cum laude.
Aiden Michael McKenzie.
Andrew Richard McManus.
Angelica Joy Niedermeyer, cum laude.
Adrian Uris Pichardo.
Derek Potter.
Gregory Reynoso.
Megan Ainsley Sack, magna cum laude.
Melody Santos.
Jamie Schweibel.
Ariana Aphrodite Scortsis, cum laude.
Carter Catherine Silan, cum laude.
Adrian Tony Solomon Jr.
Carrie Neem Sullivan, summa cum laude.
Jack Joseph Sweeney.
Maria Love Swatkowski.
Jocelyn Ray Visnoff, cum laude.
Riley Rose Watkins, summa cum laude.
Elena Marie Willoughby.
Brandon Andrew Zuniga Medina, magna cum laude.
Luis Acevedo.
Omar A. Bacchio Lima.
Leticia Cotal.
Tierno M. Diallo.
Lauren Hannah Kelly.
Thomas Anthony Scardino.
Isabella Ann Vidales.
Cornelia Chinazo Abel.
Alexander Ellison.
Grace Isabella Holoduck, magna cum laude.
Caleb Selvin John.
William Lofaro, cum laude.
Gemma Grace Mead, cum laude.
James Mitchell, cum laude.
Christopher Osorio, cum laude.
Audrey Ann Phillips, magna cum laude.
Isabella Maria Robert.
Arlie Marian Rodriguez, magna cum laude.
Madeline Stella Seifert, magna cum laude.
Sophia Natalie Spera.
Colin Xavier Sweeney.
Brendan Joseph Bongiovanni, magna cum laude.
Mary Agnes Derhad, cum laude.
Miriam Elise Duncan, summa cum laude.
Olivia Jaden Herrera.
Teresa Marie Noonan, summa cum laude.
Teresa Perez, summa cum laude.
Madison Grace Rapuano.
Evelyn Gonzalez Valle.
Devin Maria Baram, summa cum laude.
Ian William Brown, magna cum laude.
Marin Elise Bultena, magna cum laude.
Liam Joseph Colgan, cum laude.
Brianna Eluni Ibanez.
Sinna Iverson Gverndal.
Pronounced right. Emilia May McCarthy, summa cum laude.
Caitlin Elizabeth McDonald. Yeah. Abigail Dawn Mink, summa cum laude.
Gabriela Luisa Sandoval.
Justin Ryan Saraiva.
Dielha Selima.
David Joseph Scher. These are all my... Catherine Susan Slaughterback, summa cum laude. Tyler Ray Washington Boone, magna cum laude. Let me do this one too. Melanie Estrella, magna cum laude. Sorry.
Darizel Dalila Abreu.
Omar Alberto.
Michael John Antonellis.
Victoria Maria Olive, magna cum laude.
Kiara Marie Bias.
Jade Julie Blagrove, magna cum laude.
Sierra Madison Bryant.
Destiny Anaya Burton.
Nicolette Rose Caneda, cum laude.
Jessica Saya.
Molly Rose Charest.
Jaden C. Chatelain.
Maggie T. Colgan, cum laude.
Alana Mia Cordero.
Patrick Foley Caleb, cum laude.
Jacqueline A. Diaz-Benitez.
Shannon Marie Denizo, magna cum laude.
Janita Jani Dreyer, magna cum laude.
Faith Ann Fauci, cum laude.
Alyssa Hope Ferreira.
Colina Funici.
Alessandra L. Gonzaga Sun.
Dimitri Thomas Henry.
Haja Makari Konate.
Lisa Kashyap Kumar.
Esperanza Martinez Pelaez.
Laura Catherine McIntyre, magna cum laude.
Cassandra Montgomery.
Amelia Mary O'Neill, magna cum laude.
Justin David Orr, magna cum laude.
Kevin Oriani.
Jessica Osorio.
Michael Francis Perez, cum laude.
Laura Tiffany Perrin, magna cum laude.
Catherine Zaria Radko, magna cum laude.
Litzy Van Rincon Robles.
Julie Patricia Rosica.
Luke Schrader, cum laude.
Josephine Souza, summa cum laude.
Michael Eric Surovitz, magna cum laude.
Juliana Trombetta, magna cum laude.
Caitlin Rose Usai, magna cum laude.
Jennifer Vasquez.
Isabel Beatriz Tomas, cum laude.
Christine Lindsay Balaceres.
Erin Nicole Burgos.
Brian Emil Casimir.
Ifra Chowdhury.
Alexis Taylor Colantonio, cum laude.
Ava Rose Cruz, cum laude.
Grihede Altagracia Garcia Bonilla, magna cum laude.
Kugan Gunaratnam.
Caitlin Elizabeth Hawley, summa cum laude.
Jalen Aaron Johnson.
Alisa Star Kumar, cum laude.
Sky Elizabeth Lair, cum laude.
Lily Gwendolyn Mikes.
Mario Maximus Mingoni, magna cum laude.
Pamela Lucia Moleri, magna cum laude.
Granite Aroshi, magna cum laude.
Stephen Charles Perillo Sullivan, magna cum laude.
Lauren Marie Raziano, magna cum laude.
Isaiah Roman.
Samantha Santiago, cum laude.
Julian Santos Pirito.
Mirella Tukey.
Elise Ann Visser.
Christopher Charles Yarina.
Jaquel Alonso.
Jonathan Nicholas Camacho.
Louis Michael Caliberti.
Andrew James Chaco, magna cum laude.
Wilbur No Cortez, cum laude.
Fadi Azam Dabain.
Kalden Yugal Dorji, magna cum laude.
Alexander James Gibbons.
Lauren Elizabeth Kawecki, magna cum laude.
Hugh Kwok Lam.
Gary William Lapicola.
Tonto Nguyen.
Jonathan Matthew Thomas, magna cum laude.
Catherine Grace Uffer, summa cum laude.
Ayun Kansola Hana Akinsanya.
May Virginia Amarati, magna cum laude.
Mackenzie Rose Boyce, magna cum laude.
Courtney Nicole D'Ambrosi, magna cum laude.
Rosero Elizabeth de la Cruz Cuevas.
Christy Elizabeth Gately.
Emily Elizabeth Gianni, summa cum laude.
Sabrina Lynn Groth.
Samantha Maria Keating, magna cum laude.
Aminata Kebe.
Morgan J. McLean.
Kayla Morgante, magna cum laude.
Catherine J. O'Donnell, magna cum laude.
Katrina Ann O'Shea, magna cum laude.
Katie Elizabeth Rahman, summa cum laude.
Sophia Russo, summa cum laude.
Amanda Urig, magna cum laude.
Ireland Edie Walker, magna cum laude.
Karina Marie Ashman, magna cum laude.
Adrian Baez.
McKenna Claire Berger, magna cum laude.
Michaela Rose Brown, cum laude.
Ananda Mia Burgos.
Robert Michael Decker Jr., cum laude.
Samantha G. Derrico, magna cum laude.
Gabriela Janelle Diaz, magna cum laude.
Chukwuma Aluwatomi Eke Jr.
Leandrew Francis Gutierrez.
Megan Page Heldlund, magna cum laude.
Victoria Teresa Hudd, summa cum laude.
Justin Alexander Jordans, magna cum laude.
Zoe Leva, magna cum laude.
Dylan Lyons, magna cum laude.
Jorge Alexander Marti.
Spencer Vincent Moore, magna cum laude.
Vincent Joseph Morales, magna cum laude.
Stephen Morneau, Jr., magna cum laude.
Joseph Anthony Pelio.
Luca Polachicchio.
Robert Patrick Puzak, magna cum laude.
Hajar Kushi.
Michael Vincent Rasa, cum laude.
Sterling D. Scott.
Gianna Marie Strapone.
Grace Ware, cum laude.
Tamia Josephine Wills, cum laude.
Ryan Michael Almond.
Joseph Paul Canavacho.
Rebecca M. Coinliese, magna cum laude.
Shaib Omar Ali Shirhan.
Anthony Binha, cum laude.
Jason Nderney.
Darian Joseph Jinks.
Alessandro Latino, summa cum laude.
Robert Anthony Reyes, magna cum laude.
Joseph A. Warrington, magna cum laude.
Alan Michael Monchick, summa cum laude.
David Jonathan Aviles Jr.
Charlene Francesca Balas, cum laude.
Michael Louis Battaglia.
Valentina Marie Lisanti.
Ashley Robinson.
Leticia Sanchez.
Julia Rose Chonman, cum laude.
Ulises Gomez.
Dariani Saldivar, magna cum laude.
Jovis Garcia.
Rochelle D. Sanchez Casado, cum laude. We did it.
Dean They, please join President Reverso at center stage. Will Dr. Patrick Abulencia, Associate Professor of Chemical Engineering, and Dr. Mahmoud Amin, Professor of Electrical and Computer Engineering, please come forward now to read the names of the graduates in the School of Engineering.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the graduates with a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering. Julia Rose Auricchio. Dylan Richard Cho. Preston Anthony Clark, magna cum laude. Matthew Raymond Giantelli, magna cum laude. Jose Angel Guzman. Hilary Jean-Baptiste. Navpreet Kaur. Anthony Marvucic, magna cum laude. Katie Ann Paulson, magna cum laude. Tobias Andreas Schillinger, magna cum laude. Joseph Jobel Vera. Philip Woolley, cum laude. I would like to introduce the students with a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. Khalid Walid Abdullah. Omar Jamal and Nasser. Daniel Alexander Angel. Mohammed Tahir Akil. Kenneth Arboleda. Julissa Artiega. Marianne Asgari. Abdullah Suban Ayub. Nicholas Xavier Badillo, magna cum laude. Allison Barrera. Joseph Michael Belfiore. Patrick James Ben. Amadeus Fiela, magna cum laude. Patrick Dennis Black, magna cum laude. Orlando Blanco Jr., cum laude. Patrick Thomas Brennan. Elir Bukpapa, magna cum laude. Dominic Joseph Campisi, cum laude. Jack Carr. Angelo Arturo Casale, summa cum laude. Robert Timothy Caulfield. Brendan Jeremy Chan, magna cum laude. Daniel Patrick Cipollone. Kevin P. Corcoran. Daniel Patrick Culver, cum laude. Mateus Derbadaku, cum laude. Devontae Dean. Patrick Conrad Dodrill. Emmanuel John Fabreau. John Henry Ginanoldo. Daniel Joseph Gigliotti. Nicole Gualtieri. Violet Kira Haberling, magna cum laude. Walter Ryan Hayduck. Ephraim K. Hanna. Kevin Heredia Diaz, magna cum laude. Grace Danielle Hesselbacher, cum laude. Sean William Holtz. John Thomas Joyce. Damian Miles Lee. Vincent Anthony Lombardozzi, magna cum laude. Cindy J. Masio. Paolo Vito Maggio. Hamid Sher Malik. Hayden Lynn McElduff. Marco Mejia. Nicholas Christopher Mestusis. Edgar Alonso Moreno Jr. Luana Nahu. Nicholas Anthony Napoli. John H. Eng, summa cum laude. Tyler Tuan Nguyen. Dean Christian Niosi. Mace Omar Oke, cum laude. Renelsi Peña Reyes. Samantha Ashley Pericelli, cum laude. Yasmini Persod. Marlene Diane Pimentel. Eleftheros Ionis Pizarranos. Vanessa Isabel Pujols Alvarez. Joseph Charles Raguso. Samnan Asan Ranja. Evan Anthony Rivera, cum laude. Tristan John Robbins. Ashley Roque. Giovanni Carmelo Russo. Pedro Sanchez Galvez, magna cum laude. Adriana Jimena Smith, cum laude. Emily Grace Speck, summa cum laude. Joseph Maxwell Talenti. Joseph Anthony Tamaro, cum laude. Haruna Tale. Matthew John Toscanini. Luke Ukaj. Rutger Victor Varga. Taha Wasim, magna cum laude. Ariel Yuxi, cum laude. Adriana Zagreda, magna cum laude.
Students graduated with Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. Nader Tariq Abdullah, magna cum laude. Paloma Adela Almonte, magna cum laude. Rochelle Dalla Kumar. Sophia Christina Burnaby, cum laude. Samir Ellis. John Stephen Feda, magna cum laude. Jack Griffin. Elias Abraham Lopez Herrera. Frankie Samuel Loljure, magna cum laude. Dmitry Vladimirovich Yalikov, cum laude. Joel Mendes, magna cum laude. Hassan A. Modest, cum laude. Downs Nicholas, cum laude. Kevin Orozco, cum laude. Nicholas Pesha, magna cum laude. Jason Christopher Williams, cum laude. Jason Zing, magna cum laude. Students graduated with Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering. Spencer Thomas Adams. Hendrik Ambrose. Prince Arthur Izuman. John Ryan Bratton. Ryan Matthew Brookline, cum laude. Joseph Gesualdo Cayazo, magna cum laude. Jordan Eustace Christopher. Daniel Dieter, cum laude. Matthew Del Cid, cum laude. Chidinma Vanessa D.K. Mario Ivan Flores. Jackson Craig Haft, cum laude. Claes Rasim Khalizi. Mohammed Faris Mahmoud, magna cum laude. Edward Sebastian Mendoza. Kevin Shaoli. Naham Miranda. Levin Pellin. Verdiana Roman. Juan Piez Gonzalez. Diego Torres, magna cum laude. Sofia Ventresca, summa cum laude. Students graduated with Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. Ali Ajaz. Aaron Israel Andrade. Evans Kwaju Abusam. Anthony Zaya Bepur, magna cum laude. Owen John Brady, summa cum laude. Thomas James Burns. Dean Donato Calbi, summa cum laude. Sarah Ann Carr, magna cum laude. Thomas T. Chin, magna cum laude. Ryan Patrick Honorary. Santiago Cortez. Demir Demirovsky. Kevin Rinaldi Duran. Stephen Gary Eager Jr. Ahmed Amr Ilewa. Melanie Christine Garcia. Carolina Jib. Luke Michael Hammond, summa cum laude. Peyton Rakul Alicia Hayes, magna cum laude. Omar Hussein. Nicholas Alexander Kindia. Emily Myra Lavelle. Eve C. McTurnan. Sean James Minahan. George J. Mendes. Helen Patricia O'Flynn, cum laude. Hensley Giovanni Pierre Lewis. Sarah Ann Priori, magna cum laude. Nicholas Rivera. Julia Maria Sepulveda. Christine Janae Thompson, magna cum laude. Nandan Kishore Tiwari. Logan Gray Varga. Thomas B. Word. Colin James Zimmerman, cum laude.
Dean Gibson, please join President Reverso at center stage. Will Dr. Patricia Sheridan, Professor of Law, and Dr. Grishma Shah, Professor of Management and Marketing, please come forward now to read the names of the graduates in the O'Malley School of Business.
Even more down, right? Do you want me to say anything before we start, like presenting Bachelor of Science for O'Malley School of Business? No? Harrison Hershey Alonzo.
Ariel Fabricio Baquilima.
Nicholas John Baldi, cum laude.
Juan Carlos Becerra Perez.
Grace Catherine Buckley.
Raina Carol Callahan, magna cum laude.
Aiden Kobowick, magna cum laude.
William J. Connors, magna cum laude.
Teresa May Donnellan, magna cum laude.
David Fernandez.
Alyssa Grindstaff, magna cum laude.
John Gerard Howard, cum laude.
Ava Cecilia Koval, summa cum laude.
Clancy Marion Maloney, magna cum laude.
Jack Robert Martin.
Kevin Xavier McGoldrick, magna cum laude.
Olympia Nassus.
Matthew James Rienzo, magna cum laude.
Shay Marie Roth, cum laude.
Anthony Rory Nahoan Saxon Joseph, magna cum laude.
John Justin Sosa Aguilera.
Angel M. Suero.
Ungos Young, magna cum laude.
Noel Zias, magna cum laude.
Tyler Babel.
Alex Balbona.
Quinn Abbott Bowler.
Alex Bravo.
Nathaniel Leo Burdo, magna cum laude.
Diego Capistron.
Giovanni Casanado, cum laude.
John Patrick Crinian.
Natalia Pelo Diaz Villachero.
Liam Albert Donahue.
James Thomas Duffy, magna cum laude.
Alexander Julio Fernandez.
Luke Kozak Farino, magna cum laude.
Louise Michelle Franchini, cum laude.
Sean Patrick Thomas Gallagher, cum laude.
J. Evan Glenn.
Luke Joseph Busey.
Lenali Guerrero, cum laude.
Sadiq Gutek.
Daniel Thomas Hackett.
Stephen Herma.
Juliana Nicole Iovine, magna cum laude.
Itzel Juarez.
Francisco Lenore.
Andrew Gonzalez Lebec.
Paris Anne-Marie Leclerc.
Francesco Marinelli, summa cum laude. Summa cum laude.
Brendan Charles Marshall.
Rehan Mehta, summa cum laude.
Zahan Michael Meyer, cum laude.
Gina Marie Ochipenti, cum laude.
Nikolai Onoprienko, cum laude.
Reese Dethi Potrius.
Matthew D. Powers, cum laude.
Shasha Serena Rodriguez, cum laude.
Brielle P. Scavone.
Morgan Elizabeth Schuyler, cum laude.
Loudon Michael Sheehan.
Madison Baris Guzaranzi, magna cum laude.
Christian St. Ville.
Gata Sila.
Evan James Gregory Tennell, cum laude.
Jonathan Fernando Yari.
Lisha Michelle Acevedo, cum laude.
Madeline Colette Addington, magna cum laude.
Melissa Angel Jimenez.
Daniel Robert Bear, summa cum laude.
Finbar James Bonner.
Joseph Thomas Caladrucci.
Cleanna Violet Cardoza, cum laude.
Casey Morgan Chapman, cum laude.
Mason John Chetty.
Kathleen Mary Connolly, magna cum laude.
Joseph A. Cruz.
Jessica Marie DeFeo.
Anthony Dennis, summa cum laude.
Mateo Robert DePascal.
Roy Alexi Diaz.
Christina Diaz Sanchez, magna cum laude.
Nicholas Vincent DeMassimo.
Shkandiji Drishigi.
Sinead Fitzgibbon.
Alexa Lynn Fox, magna cum laude.
Keith Patterson Frazier.
Marie Fujikura, summa cum laude.
James J. Gallagher.
Brianna Louisa Gerald, cum laude.
Lydia Bowen Gianluca.
Anthony Philip Golden, magna cum laude.
Hillary Mercedes Gomez.
Theodore Grandet.
Hayden Gretzko.
Connor Matthew Hapford, summa cum laude.
Andrew M. Ida Chaba.
Kira Marie Jalcut.
Noah Spencer Jensen, cum laude.
Arshdeep Kaur, cum laude.
Dylan Leah Kelman, summa cum laude.
Evan Austin Coxan.
Peter Joseph LaCalamita.
Caitlin Brianna Lamb.
Sarah Jamila Lara.
Sarah Marie Beer Levine, magna cum laude.
Vladimir Andrew Lee IV.
Max Hendry Levine.
Emma Talon Martin, magna cum laude.
William Anthony McNamara.
Christian K. Meyer, cum laude.
Patrick James Mitchell.
Devin Scott Moray.
Brendan M. Murray, magna cum laude.
Nan Don Ku Nguyen, cum laude.
Colin Kennedy Needs.
Colby Christopher Norton.
Luis Alberto Olano Guzman, cum laude.
Kevin Leonin Padilla.
Caitlin Petrosino, magna cum laude.
Brian Artur Pirine.
Liam Charles Rader. Macon Romero Cuapa. Liote Suko.
Kristen Francis Smith.
Madeline May Sorensen.
Frank Trevinsano, cum laude.
Adriana Antonita Ulick.
Christian Jose Vasquez Jr. Neve Catherine Withers, magna cum laude.
Hanan Yunus, cum laude.
Congratulations to all of our graduates. It is now my pleasure to call forward Dr. Milo Reverso, President of Manhattan College, for his congratulatory remarks.
Good afternoon. What a pleasure it has been here to be with you for all of this momentous and joyous occasion. It has been wonderful to see the wide, happy smiles of achievement on the graduates' faces and the proud, beaming smiles of family and friends who are gathered here today. I want to begin with some important acknowledgments. The Provost Roy and our deans, thank you for leading us through the commencement proceedings and for your unquantifiable service to our students every day. Faculty, staff, and administrators, we are grateful to you for holding our students to the very highest standards of academic excellence while also helping them develop as whole persons. Thank you to our trustees for joining us this afternoon and for your invaluable guidance and continuous support of Manhattan College. To Dr. Gerard Bushnell, thank you for sharing with us the insights you have gathered over a brilliant career in which you have taken a leadership role in developing pivotal infrastructure that prioritizes the public good. We are incredibly proud to have you join our ranks as a new Jasper today. I would also like to recognize James Washington, your undergraduate valedictorian. James, your service to the nation and your dedication to helping others is truly inspiring. I congratulate you on your accomplishments and look forward to witnessing what you will achieve next. Finally, I want to recognize the parents and family members who have accompanied our graduates during their journey from first-year students to the proud Manhattan College degree recipients we see before us today. You believe in them, supported them, and modeled the work ethic and the quest for achievement that are so necessary for success in academics and in the world beyond the campus. Today, we also celebrate you. Students, please join me in applauding your loved ones. And now, graduates of the class of 2024, congratulations. This ceremony is a culmination and crowning moment of 4 years of early morning classes, late night study sessions, challenging research projects, rigorous athletic practices, and extracurricular club meetings and activities. You've completed the demanding coursework that's required of all Manhattan College graduates. You've held internships at companies and nonprofits all over New York City, often while taking classes and holding down a job at the same time. You've given back to society by tutoring children, serving meals, restoring gardens, and rebuilding homes. You have grown not just in mind, but in spirit. And now you are about to begin the next major chapter of your lives. You will be joining an industry, going to graduate school, or taking some time to volunteer at a secular or faith-based organization. Take it from me, a proud Jasper of the class of 1981, you have the preparation you need to not just succeed in your chosen profession, but also in your life. Manhattan College has taught you to think critically and collaborate with others. It's taught you to solve real-world problems, whether you studied engineering, business, the liberal arts, science, or education. Thanks to your education, when you are called upon to build infrastructure, to rebuild communities, to provide technological solutions, and to launch new companies, you'll be ready. When you see a need to identify economic trends, find better and more efficient ways to communicate, create art that inspires others, and educate future generations, you will be ready. Another reason Manhattan College has prepared you well is that it has given you an opportunity to gain practical experience. Many, if not most of you, have interned at some of the world's leading firms, at groundbreaking startups, and at pioneering nonprofits. These experiences have given you an insider's view of the working world and helped you develop skills that will be useful to any organization. Many of you have reached out to our alumni network to ask for advice and mentorship and received it in abundance because Jaspers help Jaspers. You will soon be part of this network, which has made an indelible mark across industry and public service across New York City and the country. With that in mind, I want to encourage you to remain active with Manhattan College. Of course, we want to see you back here at Girardi Gymnasium for basketball games, or down the hill at Gaelic Park for a soccer or lacrosse match. And we want to see you back here on campus for many reunion weekends to come. But I also encourage you to become part of the fabric of the college in other deep and substantive ways. Give back to this college that has given you so much. Join the Alumni Society, become a mentor in our mentoring program, attend or help organize a scholarship fundraising event, join the board of advisors for your school, and when you are in a position to do so, hire a Jasper as an intern or an employee, because Jaspers help Jaspers. It may go without saying that career success is not the only measure of excellence that matters to a Jasper. When I started my address, I stated that we are grateful to our faculty, staff, and administrators for holding our students to the highest standards of academic excellence, while also helping them develop as whole persons. As you know, Manhattan was founded on a set of core principles: faith in the presence of God, respect for all persons, inclusive community, concern for the poor and social justice, and quality education. While these principles are rooted in the Catholic Lasallian tradition, they have an ethical, moral message that is universal: to have virtue and character, to be lifelong learners, to respect the dignity of every individual, to value service, and to serve the broader community. I trust that having internalized these principles, you will all continue to lead with compassion and moral clarity. The compasses each one of you received today as a gift from our esteemed alumnus, James Patterson, symbolizes the strong moral compass that each of you possess and that you may have to rely upon to guide you rightly through your lives. And further, Class of 2024, I have tremendous admiration for you. You have already faced and successfully overcome many challenges. Your senior year of high school and first year of classes here were largely held virtually in the midst of a global health crisis. I'm sure that even though it was difficult, this experience has made you stronger, more resilient, and compassionate, and with a greater appreciation for the unique joys of sharing and collaborating with others. Class of 2024, we are counting on you to draw on your strength of character and your Lasallian roots. As you strike out into the wider world, remember that the entire college community is behind you and rooting for you. Know that you always have a home away from home at Manhattan College. May God bless you today and always.
Before we conclude the 182nd commencement exercises at Manhattan College and continue with our celebration, I would like to thank all who played a role, large or small, in the planning and success of the commencement exercises. Thank you for making this a wonderful and memorable day for our graduates, their families, and friends. To close our main ceremony, I ask that you rise and join in the singing "O Shining Star, Manhattan," the words of which can be found following the order of exercises in the front of your program. Please remain in your places until the entire academic procession has exited. Thank you and best wishes for a joyous day.
Oh, shining star, Manhattan, your light upon the hill. Throughout the years, through joys and tears, will guide us ever still. You gave us dear Manhattan, examples true and strong, of learning's might to strive for right and triumph over all. Manhattan, dear Manhattan, a light upon the hill. Manhattan, dear Manhattan, a star that guides us still. You taught us well, Manhattan, to speak the truth in love. With De La Salle to give our all, with ice and firm above. Oh, shining star,